So once you've got it loaded up, if you just go to this one here, straight under the word arrange, it's what they call the fact editor. And what it allows us to do is enter it. So we don't want it to be freeform, we want it guided, so they sort of walk us through it. So we have an object, let's say we have a student and a address. Okay, lives at his address of, so we fill out our roles in the middle. We then move across to our object. So in our database, student in this case is going to be the student code. So this is the reference, this is what it's going to be called in our database. And address is just going to be address. Okay, we don't need to fill the examples, we can give it the miss. We then move on to constraints. I'd suggest that you hit it once each time. So just hit free phrase. So it says for each student how many addresses will be recorded, and we will say exactly one, and that will put our line there. For each address, how many students may be recorded. So it could be brothers and sisters living at the same place. So we go one or more, and our diagram will look like that. Once you've got that done, you simply hit accept, and you'll see behind the thing that we've created our first entity. So we've got our role in there, we've got our entity, we've got our reference mode, which is what our field names are going to be. Okay, once you've done one, you can just do another one. So I've got student again, has phone of, so we record the phone, is phone of. Okay, we've already done the student, so it's the student code part of that. Phone, we're just going to call phone. Okay, we don't need examples, don't worry about that. Constraints, remember, just hit rephrase once. So for each student, how many phones will be recorded? Exactly one. Okay, if it was optional, you'll see the little dot doesn't appear there. So that's your mandatory constraint. So do we need to record something? So if we're saying yes, we definitely need a number, we'll say that, and there's a mandatory dot will appear there. For each phone, how many students? We might say there's exactly one. So each student has one phone, and that will become a one-to-one relationship. So that would be a unique thing. So if it was a mobile number like that, generally though there'd be more than one. So most contact numbers are still home phones these days, but in time that will change. Okay, once you've got a few done, they look like that, you can then grab them and move them and drag them and do all that type of stuff to them, but that's a very basic look at using Visio.